Hi, hello. So, okay, this video is going to be, I guess, the first in a new series that I call Hold the Granola, and that's kind of just a play. I started a blog called Hold the Granola, not to take place of Trigger Happy, but just to kind of be in tandem with it. I think I mentioned, I know I talked about sustainable menstruation products and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about those again today. But in overall, trying to reduce, reuse, recycle as much as possible to just live a better life, a healthier life for me and for the planet and for my children and just all that kind of stuff. So I was kind of like, I'm not I am not, by any means, like a full-on, crunchy, granola vegan mama. And nothing is wrong with that. In fact, I admire the heck out of a lot of those people. And sometimes I'm like, that's where I want to go. And other times I'm like, no, it's not. That's just me taking things to extremes. And, I don't know where this journey is going to take me or where the end of it is going to be for me, where I go, okay, this is kind of where I want to be and where I want to stay. I do know that as I discover more about, making your own soap and your own hygiene products and sustainable products, it just makes a lot of sense to me. And I have to say that it has to make sense to you. I mean, that's how I am. I can tell you honestly that me 10 years ago never would have dreamed about reusable pads or, making my own deodorant or any of those things. It didn't even appeal to any part of me. So I think that it has to be something that you are ready for and want. And I think that for me personally, getting sick really kind of put me on track to be in the right headspace, because when they don't know what's wrong with you and when you spend so much of your time not feeling well, you start to look for the reasons. And when traditional reasons exhaust themselves, you start to look for all the reasons. And on that journey, you find all these other things that you just don't even think about, like the chemicals that are in things and the fact that, stuff that you put on your body isn't tested for certain. It's just weird. It's just crazy. Because you think about, like, the FDA and all the government involvement and how things are taken care of and you think that's all covered, but then you realize that it's all paid off and testing can be skewed. It's just a weird situation. And I think that, like, I am not. This will never be about putting information out there in a factual way for you to, like, take and live by. It will be about me discovering my path. And if I mention testing or if I mention information, it is by all means to be taken with a grain of salt, that you can go and you can do your own research. So I don't ever want you to feel like I'm trying to convince you of anything. I'm simply talking about my path. So today I'm actually going to do a review of the sustainable reusable cloth pads that I have been using, a little bit of like a conversation on building a stash, and then I'm going to do some first impressions of products I have not used yet, but I'm excited to use. So let's get started. Okay. I think I talked to you guys about this before in my last video, but the very first products that I bought were a menstrual cup and 3 liners, just in case it leaked and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. These are the 3 liners. They came from Marley's Monsters on Etsy, and she no longer makes cloth pads. She makes reusable napkins. She makes nursing pads for the breast. She makes facial rounds, lots of things like that. She does not offer cloth pads anymore. And I have not talked to her, but I'm going to go out on a limb and guess this is why. And you're going to hear a little bit about this during this whole conversation. The FDA recently got involved and decided that menstruation pads are a medical device, and anybody who wants to sell the medical device within the United States has to pay certain fees, and I think that they total between $3,000 and $4,000, which obviously is going to put a lot of home businesses and stay-at-home mom businesses out of work and out of the game. And that really sucks because places like Always and, Kotex are not going to be affected by that at all. So because of that, I believe that's why Marley's is not offering these anymore. I haven't actually gotten in touch with them, but I'm assuming that's going to be why. But also, that is why some products are not available in the United States. And what people have said is that they basically had to look at how much revenue would be going towards paying that fee. And you have to realize that if it's going to pay that fee, it is not putting food on the table. It is raising the prices of their products because they have to somehow recoup that fee. It's just a lot. And so lots of places, like lots of sellers, are not selling to the United States because of it. Just letting you know. But anyway, I'm going to talk about these Marley's pads because I loved these so much. They are fleece-backed, regular WinPro white fleece, and they are cotton flannel fronts. And the sides, the wings, are cotton flannel fronts and cotton flannel backing. Okay, just 2 layers, fleece and flannel, flannel and flannel. Alright, the fleece grips really well. Like, I was like, oh, it's going to move in my panties. It's going to, it doesn't have the sticky stuff. Totally, completely, and ridiculously stays in place. The fleece grips. Then I was like, this is really thin. I mean, obviously, I'm just using it as a backup, but what if I did leak? This wouldn't really help. It is crazy how absorbent flannel and fleece can be without any extra bells and whistles, no super dry core or space age understanding. It's just straight up material, and it's awesome. Because she's not selling these anymore, I'm not going to go into price and stuff. Doesn't really matter. I'm just letting you know. So this is what I first started with, and I really, really like them. They are about 7 inches long, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll get more of those. She was, with her pads, kind of high priced. Totally worth it, but high priced. So I was trying to figure out how to build my stash in a reasonably affordable way. And okay, obviously the best way to do it is to find something you like. They recommended shopping at different places and kind of knowing what you like, and then buying a pad or 2 a month, which for prices between $6 and $15 to $20 for the really super, I'll show those to you, but super exorbitant, overnight ones, that's really not bad, because you figure you pay between $6 and $15 for the disposable ones. So if you're paying 1 a month, in a year you could have 12 pads, and they're going to last you 5 or more years versus throwing them away for the same price. That's all well and good, but I wanted to go full reusable now. I didn't want to wait a year to have enough to get through a whole cycle. So these are my liners, and they are all Marley's Monsters. Okay. So I went on to the internet, the great, vast space of inner space, and I found a girl on, I shop a lot of Amazon because I have Amazon Prime. So I can get the things I want in 2 days, and that's just awesome. But I found a girl, her name is EarthGirlPads, and that's the shop's name. And she sells also on Etsy for free shipping. If you have Amazon, my price on Amazon was like $58.99 with free shipping. On Etsy, it's $60, even free shipping. So anyway, okay, these are the pads I got from her, and we're going to talk about that. These pads are, for the $60, you get 5 regular, which are 9 inches, and you get 5 overnights, which are 11 inches. So I'm gonna show you. And then I don't think you get to pick your flannel pattern with her, but she does just tell you you're gonna get a mix of friendly faces. Is usually what she says. Pretty fabrics and friendly faces. These are my regulars, and none of them have stained. I am so all about not staining, but I will say, like, you'll notice they kind of faded, but I mean, some of the patterns fade more than others. Not a big deal. I don't care. So anyway, this is a regular. The pads are super, super thin. I don't know how to even show you how thin they are. They are serged at the end. They are flannel topped, PUL backing, which is kind of like a plasticish backing. And the inside is a layer of Zorb, which is cotton flannel, I think, and bamboo. I think it's cotton and bamboo. Zorb. That's what it is. Okay. So, like, this is my regular. I got a little puppy. Got a really pretty little floral one. Cutesy little pandas. More puppies. A cat. Some people complained on her page that they got multiples. I did get a multiple. These are my overnights. And I got 2 fox. I think they're totally adorable. I don't mind having 2 of them. So I got 2 fox. The cat pattern again, but this time it's the overnight. An owl, and I love this one for my period. It's like, yes, how perfect is that? They're smiling clouds. Anyway, just to show you real quick, a side by side. This is the length difference. Alright, now let's talk about this, because this is really important when you look into her pads. First of all, I don't find that the PUL backing stays in place as good as fleece, but it does stay in place. It just will shift a little bit more. And then the wings are put on like this. They're like separate, kind of just sewn on in the back. Here's the thing about these. It is crazy, insane how absorbent they are. Like, seriously, crazy insane. But, and this is the big but, that's about 2 inches worth of wing, where on a commercial pad, that would like start here and kind of like round out, and so it would cover that. It's 2 inches. And the only problem I had with this was some leaking around the edges. If you are really heavy, you will. Like, under a normal situation where it's just, even if it's heavy but like flowing constant, it's awesome. But if you have like a release, it's going to go around those edges. Like, it just is. That's just how it is. And so that kind of had me a little bit like, okay, these are great for 70% of my cycle, but at night, they need to stay more in place and cover more because they're not that thick. They're about, they're not that thick, wide. So shifting and moving around and laying, they kind of move. And the other thing is, when you're heavy during the day, this doesn't hold up because of how small these are. I am thinking about getting in touch with her and asking her if she can do me a custom order of them, but I haven't done that yet. She's okay. So $60 gets you 10 pads. So completely and totally and awesomely worth it. It's ridiculous. And they are extremely absorbent, but they are really thin wings. That's all I just wanted to put out there because I feel like it's important that you know what you're getting. Because of the thin wings, I would say you should be able to. Those pads are a lot. I usually wash mine every other day. Like, I rinse them completely. I treat them with a stain stick, even though there's no stain. I do. Like, I rinse it all 100% out. I wash it with Dr. Bronner's soap, and then I treat it with a stain stick. And the key is keeping them wet. You don't want them to dry out. If they dry out with any kind of color to them, they're going to stain. Just an FYI. Okay. So, I wash mine every other day while I'm on my cycle, just because, so I don't run out. That's really the only reason. And on the heavy days, I go through those pretty quickly because even though they could probably absorb more because of the small wings, I don't want to bleed around them. That's just how it is. Alright, so that's my review of products I have used. However, since I have been doing this since February, I kind of felt like, alright, now I have a better understanding of what I want and what I need. And I ordered some more things. And these are strictly based they're not really reviews. They're first impressions. Strictly off of the packaging, the shipping, and the first impressions of the product. So, I was going to do my, opening with you guys, but then the first one came, and the dog opened the package for me. Thanks a lot, Paisley. And, she's lucky she didn't chew it up, because I would have killed her. I would not have. She's spoiled rotten. You guys know that. But anyway. So, the opening is not going to happen, but you're still going to see it all. Alright. So, first one we're going to talk about. This is from Sleeping Dough on Etsy. Hold on. I'm trying to get something set up. I wrote some of my information down just so I wouldn't, get it all messed up. But anyway. So this is from Sleeping Dough on Etsy. And she is 11 inches in length, which is the same as the EarthGirlPads. The same length. Supposed to be. But it's probably about a half an inch longer. Alright, but you'll notice it is wider on the end. Also, this is the only pad I have this way, and I've never used one yet, but this is flat cotton. It's not flannel. It's just it feels like dress or shirt material. So I'm not really sure how that's going to absorb, but I'm sure that will. It's a little bit thicker, but still really thin. And it is backed with black fleece. Now, the thing I don't like about black fleece is I feel like I don't know. With the white fleece backing, I could tell how much was in it and, how close to full they were. I didn't check them. I just mean, as I'm learning how long you can wear each product, I could tell what was going on. With the black, I feel like I won't be able to tell. But whatever, it's okay. I am happy because look how much thicker those wings are. Lovely and amazing. This is, again, first impressions, awesome. It is sewn beautifully. There are no loose strings. There are no, if the serging's on the inside, she serges it and then flips it and then top stitches it. Even got a cute little Sleeping Dough tag. I love the pattern. It's super cute. But more than anything, it is so comfortable feeling. I really can't wait to use it. The price for this one was $10.25, which is not bad at all for something this size. And it is a high absorbency one. So it's a flattened cotton top back. top back. Flat cotton on top. The back is Winpro fleece. And then on the core, it's got 2 layers of bamboo hemp fleece, super soft, and 2 layers of diaper flannel. So I have no doubt that this is going to work. The only thing I'm not sure about is how I'm going to like the cotton top. I really like the flannel top, but we shall see. Never used one of these, so how can I complain? It was super fast shipping. The shipping was $2.45. Altogether, it was $12.70. The flares, this part, they're 4.25 inches wide. So I'm feeling very, very confident about this being an everyday pad and like not just a nighttime, but every day. I think it'll be great, and I'm super excited. She was really nice. Her customer service is great. This is my plan. If I don't like this kind of topping, I'm just going to ask her to make me this exact pad, but out of flannel top. That's it, because I love it. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to do an actual review. Up next, another American person, American seller, like in America. Can't tell you what her ethnic background is, but I meant that she's based in America. Is Ladybug 9753, and her pad. These are super big ones. You can tell that I have a good stash of smaller ones, but her pad came in a little, bag, and then it also had care instructions, and this is a flannel one. Now, I don't like this pattern. I think it's kind of ugly, but she didn't have that many choices. She certainly didn't have any like ones that I would consider super, super cute. It's not bad. I just, it's not my thing. Okay, so here we go. It is super big. It is 15 inches long with a super flare back here. It's probably about 6.5 inches back there and about 6 inches in the front. Now hers has a top pad, which is like they have this whole back side, and then she's got like a second pad on top. The back side is 2 layers of flannel and a layer of PUL, which is the plasticish lining. This pad topper, the soaker pad is what she calls it. It has 2 outer layers of flannel, a microfiber layer, and a cotton batting layer. Okay. Is it sewed okay? Sure. It's got some, I understand these are handmade, which is why I'm going through it, just to let you know. It's got some loose strings back here. It's a little lopsided, like it's like slightly larger on this side than it is on this side. It's, the stitching isn't uniform through the entire thing. Just putting that out there. But if it works, it's got a good price, because for this giant, very absorbent, potentially, reusable pad, it was $10. Most people who make them this big, they're charging you like $18, just to let you know. So, I was like, if it works at $10, I'm good. It doesn't have to be totally adorable. It has to work and be comfortable. I don't know, and this is personal preference, if I'm going to like this doubled up edge right here, this soaker pad sitting on top of the pad. It does feel kind of thick all the way around the soaker pad. I don't know how comfortable that's going to be, but I think that it'll work pretty well for nighttime. I do not foresee myself using this outside of the house or outside of nighttime, just because I don't know how comfortable it would be in clothing. It is about 1/2 inch thick, and the majority of that is like this stiff soaker pad. So I don't know. I will let you guys know. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. And I think, okay, let me just bring this up real quick. Part of why I'm looking I'm looking for a seller that I really like, and a product that I really like is that I have 2 daughters who are coming up and going to be needing products, and I want to be able to turn them straight on to reusable. Because I really think it's best for their health. I think it's best for my health. I know that my body feels different when I'm using sustainable products versus the disposable ones. I know that I can see physical changes, like the entire experience is just better. And I just feel like I want to give that option to my children up front, so if they don't feel like it's weird, so it's not something they find gross or uncomfortable, or just like, I want them to feel very comfortable with their bodies and with their cycles and with everything that happens. So I'm trying to find like the perfect situation so that we can start building their stashes, and it can just be like from the jump. Okay, so those two, and the final pads that I'm going to give you a first impression for are from a place called Homestead Emporium. Homestead Emporium is in Canada, and you can no longer buy from them. They are not, because of that whole, the FDA says this is a medical device and the price would be crazy and everything else. You can no longer buy directly from them if you're in the US of A, like I am. However, you can find second-hand distributors. And by that, I don't mean used pads. I mean they do the purchasing and then they do the shipping to you. The cost does wind up being slightly higher because you have to pay the first shipping and the second shipping, but it is worth it according to many, many people. So I did make an order of 3 pads from there. And they came in this bag, and they also have care instructions. Now, of course. Okay, so Homestead Emporium, these are some of my only, these are all new to me as well. They are Swiss backed, so I'm excited about that. They are minky tops, which is like a velour, like a velvetish kind of velour feel, and they are hand dyed. I know she does her hand dyeing. So, gonna show you these, just talk to you about them. I can't give you exact prices right now, and I can't give you exact core, like what the layers are, because their website is down, and I ordered them secondhand, so I can't go look at my order, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to give you just some information on them and my first impressions, and then when I actually am able to review them, I will have all of that information as well, so that's fun. Okay, so I ordered three different really big pads. One is called the Ultimax 2, and that's this one. Just holding it up. Okay, so that's this one, the Ultimax 2. It's gorgeous. It's like beautiful in real life. I love the color. This one is minky. These two are cotton, actually. Yeah, okay. So, sorry. Alright, I love this color. It's gorgeous. Now, she is, and they're all going to have this, can you see this? Yeah. This sewing, this like line right here, this stitching, that holds the core. The core is kind of thick, like 1/4 of an inch thick, so it's got a lot of absorbency there. And then this outer area between this stitching and out here, it's probably got 3 layers in there, but not as thick, which I like. I don't mind, because like I said, those very first ones from EarthGirlPads are so absorbent, but they're thin. So this basically has that super absorbent core, just like hers, but instead of just cutting it off there, you have this extra coverage, just because, like, you kind of need it in life. It's just kind of like for seepage and for taking time to absorb and stuff like that. Now, these This one has the wings attached by, they're like that. They are set off by blue fleece on the back, but set off by themselves. They're like the same type of velour feeling, and they're only attached by one layer of stitching, which makes me a little bit worried, but whatever. And you have a sizable snap, so you can snap it loose or snap it slightly tighter. The front is slightly smaller than the back, and there you go. It is very well made. I am not going to lie to you. It is very, very well made. I do, again, want to mention that the wings are only on by one stitch. It is a little nervous feeling for me, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And these all were priced $15 to $18, I believe. I think one might even have been $20. But I have read a lot about them and watched a lot of reviews, so hopefully they'll be worth it. And I really wanted the fleece back, and I really wanted this. I think these pads were what I wanted the most. And if I learned anything from ordering from Marley's Monsters, is you get what you pay for. And I love my daily pads, but I needed something in particular, and so I bought it. I bought 3 plus the 2 testers from the American sellers. So this is the Ultimax 2. Then the next one is the Ultimax Slim, which is 15 inches. And again, has a sizable snap. Now this one is different because her wings are built in, which means it's not like they can seep around it. I like that. Again, with the core that is thicker, it's not like a step down. Like with the other pad, it was like a thick, hard surrounding to that absorbent core. This one's not. It's very soft. It just kind of, but you just can kind of feel it. That the core is right there by that inner stitch, and that the extra layers are here. And I know that if you haven't used anything like this yet, you're thinking, I will bleed right through fleece, that's stupid. Or you might be. That's what I was thinking. A piece of fleece, that's ridiculous. I'll bleed straight through it. You really won't. With this cotton top and that fleece backing, you actually have a lot of protection. So there you go. That is the Ultimax Slim 15 inch. And then this one is the Curry. This is the pad that made me want to order from them. When I am having a heavy night, a really heavy, all of creation is exiting my body, I want to be able to sleep and cramp and not be worried about my bed that we just bought and that is new and I don't want to stain it, or my sheets that I don't feel like changing because I bled through. Like, whatever, this is the pad that made me order from Homestead Emporium. And this is her, and she is 16.5, 17 inches long. And she's got super big wings, and she's super big in the front, and she's super big in the back. And you got your core absorbency, your second layer of absorbency, and then your outer final. I'm super excited. And these both, BTW, are cotton, but they're not flat cotton like dress cotton. They're more like t-shirt cotton. So that's them. And then that's a Minky. This is my only Minky. I've heard so many great things about them, but I don't know. Anyway, so that's the stash. I am super excited. I cannot wait. I don't think, like, literally, I cannot explain to you how different my period is now, because I am excited and I don't mind it. I'm not saying I don't have cramps sometimes and it's not rough sometimes, but for the most part, it is such a positive experience now, which is weird because I actually wound up doing more work, having to clean the pads and deal with all that, but my body feels so much better. And if you're interested in, like, the nitty-gritty details, of the changes I'm talking about, you can message me. I will totally go into detail about it. I just don't see any point in doing it like in these videos, because most people would be like, okay, overshare. But it is just a better experience, and I feel good, and I'm excited, and I feel like I'm super excited to be able to like pass it on to the kids. Oh, wait, I forgot about doing my first impression cups. I ordered 2 new cups. I ordered 2 new cups because my perfect cup fell into the toilet. It was the only accident that I've ever had dropping it, and when I did it, I knew I didn't have a very good grip on the stem. It was ridiculous. It was a long story. Anyway, she fell. She went down into the pipe. It was a big deal to get her out, to not mess up my sewage system. And even though I'm sure I could clean her, I just didn't want to deal with it. I was really angry. I felt weird. Like, I'm telling you guys, that's why it's called Hold the Granola, because I'm not 100%. I'm sure I could have just cleaned her and boiled her and sanitized her, but it just didn't feel right. So I ordered new ones. And mine, of course, is no longer available. So, this is the first one I ordered because it was the one that looked the most like mine, seems the most like mine. This was $5.99 on Amazon. I'll put the link below. And, let's see. It's on this, I can't remember what it was called. It was called like the Happy Cup on Amazon, but actually the box says I Clean Moon Cup. And it is a size small. Just to touch on the sizes, and I did talk about this before, but since we're opening a box right now, I'll tell you again. Sizes go, generally speaking, and I've seen some menstrual cups have more than these sizes, but the general consensus is size small is 30 years or younger, having never had vaginal birth. Size large is 30 years, like over 30 years old, or having had vaginal birth. If you read some of the comments, they're like, no, if you've ever been pregnant, then you have to order the bigger size. No, if you're, 31, then you have to. It doesn't. I use a size small. I had a C-section, and I use a size small, and it works. The large one, because in my very first one, I ordered the exact same cup, a size large and a size small. The large one was uncomfortable. It bothered me. I could never adjust to it because I was worried about like bleeding around it and stuff. So I was trying to go with what was right because I'm over 30. However, the small one fits perfect. Basically just disappears until I go to remove it, and everything's great. So I ordered a size small because this is basically the exact same cup. The difference is, instead of being blue, it comes in purple or pink. I got the purple. It comes with a bag, apparently. A little black and gold sassy bag. It's net. And it's sealed. I'm pretty sure this is the same cup. I hope so. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it's very soft. Mine, I don't remember mine being so soft. Let's see. Well, it pops pretty well. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, it's about the same. The stem is always really long. I have to cut my stem because the stem was the only thing that bothered me. It's got grips on it. I don't know. Can you see that? It's got grips right here. So that you can grit it and break the steel if you so desire. It does have a kind of thick seam. Mine did not. That might wind up bothering me. Overall, this is not exactly like my cup. Which makes me sad. I love my cup. Anyway, okay. She's really soft, but I'm almost worried about that because they say the softer ones don't always pop. I'm sure it'll be okay. Mine seems thicker, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Alright, so that is the I Clean Moon Cup. Of course, I'm going to boil these before I use them. So, okay, this one actually had really good reviews. It was called the Mon Care cup on Amazon, but it's the rainbow cup. The box says rainbow cup. It's called the Mom's Care R cup. It's the rainbow cup. And this one comes, with a little canvas bag, drawstring bag. And this one, let's see, says rainbow. Again, it's a size small. Ooh, I like this one better. I've never used this one though, but I like it better. I mean, okay. It's really, really soft. It's got like, instead of feeling plastic, it feels like silicone. It does have the little edges. The stem, instead of being flat, is round and soft. Again, can be cut. And it does have two suction holes. So it is smaller though. And it actually feels a little more stiff. Let's see, like, yeah, it pops better. So there it is, the rainbow cup. That's what I'll be using. I think I'm gonna like this one a lot. But that's what I'll be using. There's no seam, like no side seam, like the other one had the side seam. There's no side seam on this one, so that's really cool. Yeah, first impressions. There you go, right? Because that's the kind of friends we are. We talk about all this jazz. And my next holder granola, FYI, I blogged recently about making my own deodorant. I have been using it now consistently for 2 weeks. So I'm thinking that my next holder granola will be next week, and I will have been using that deodorant long enough to give you a 100% accurate review. But I'm excited about it. And I will talk to you guys later.